Captain's Log Supplemental. You know, it's okay for me to just be in a bad mood. It just was kind of a rough morning. I woke up a little stiff, and I just didn't feel great today. I've just been in a rough mood. But every single person I've been in contact with has been suggesting some explanation for my mood. I've gotten everything from some kind of strange Tarkalian flu symptom to, an imposing mind, accidentally projecting some sort of negative thoughts on me. A nebula we passed by could have perhaps cranked some kind of mind control virus into me. Oh my God. I had to just get away from everyone so they'd leave me the hell alone. It's just a bad mood, everybody, and they're definitely not making it better.
All right, welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Captain's Log Supplemental. Captain's Log Supplemental is a Star Trek rewatch podcast. We're marching ahead in chronological order of Stardate by the show. And we'd appreciate it if you like, subscribe, share with your friends, your family, people you hate, whatever works. Just to help get us out to more Star Trek fans. So as always, I'm joined by a few of my friends here. Stanford.
I've been holding my breath because I thought I was going to say hi a lot earlier.
Sorry. Chris. You still didn't really say hi, Stanford.
Hi there. Hi.
I figured we'd all do a bit.
Hi there.
This is the bit now.
This is the bit.
How y'all doing this week?
Good.
Pretty good.
Are we in the portion of the agenda where we're allowed to small talk?
Yeah, yes. I figured I'd give you some time here.
Mandated.
I was just editing the last podcast like 3 episodes ago today, Rob, and you were like, "Okay, now is the time for banter. Go."
Begin small talk.
The legally appointed banter session.
Open function. Go.
I feel like I had some. I don't know. So this package shows up today, right? And it's huge. And it's like the size of my...
that's what she said.
Huge package.
It's a huge package, the size of my torso. And there's so many labels on it, but eventually I get narrowed down to it says Legos. And I'm like, it's because I ordered the D&D Lego set.
Oh yeah, you were saying.
So I expect it's a big box. I expect that inside the box will be some of those airbags or brown paper padding and then the actual legacy.
Stuff,
yeah. No, this thing was like a micron of extra space and then the box itself. So it was just oh shit, this whole goddamn thing is the set. So I took a picture of it earlier with Mariah standing next to it for scale. This motherfucking box has got to be 2.5 feet long and 18 inches wide. It's huge.
Huge package.
Yep, it's a huge package.
Well, speaking of packages, we got a mystery package the other day. So it was a package, and it's got this battle box all printed along the outside. And you were done with your story, by the way. I took the silence as you were done talking about your large package, right?
Goddamn am now. Go ahead. you had me at battle box.
Yeah, we get this package. It's just a Lauren, has our address on it. Neither of us are expecting this package. So we open it up, and it's a bunch of camping / survival stuff. So it's got a very nice knife. It's got a entrenching tool.
It's like a loot crate, but for libertarians.
Pretty much, yeah. And it's it's one of those monthly subscription things, right? You get a new package every month or whatever. And we're opening it up, and we have no idea where this came from. It's nice stuff. It's got this a really nice hard side case with foam in the for placing stuff in and keeping it secure. It's got an air like a dry bag in it. It's got like a solar powered light. Like it's a whole bunch of stuff. It's nice.
Chris is going to be entrenching the shit out of his backyard.
Tell you what, but we have no idea who sent it to us. We thought it might be Lauren's dad for a minute, but we called him and it wasn't him because that's the kind of stuff he's into.
Right.
But yeah, we have no idea who sent it to us.
You know, it would be funny if at this point Stanford's like, it was me. This is in preparation for our Milky Way gazing next year.
We actually got it before. This was like a couple days ago. We got it before I heard about that.
Oh yeah, Fuck our packages. We had an eclipse the other day. That's a good thing to talk about. That's Star Trek adjacent.
It was cloudy here.
It was.
Wait, what are we doing to your packages?
We're
again?
fucking them. Yeah, it was.
Oh my god!
It was cloudy-ish. Like we were supposed to have sunny weather, and then it was like mostly sunny. I'm like, okay, great. By the time it actually rolled around, mostly sunny was fucking generous. It was like, oh, there's some sun. But so like we had spots where like we could see what was going on, and the eclipse classes were cool. But at totality, we were I think a 96% here or whatever.
Yeah. We were 94 here. We had clear blue skies though, so.
Oh, nice.
Oh man,
that's
fuck
awesome.
you.
Yeah, jealous.
Yeah, stupid. I missed living in flat areas. Like,
yeah, we had 100% back in 2017 too.
Yeah. So we caught most of it. Right at totality, there was like a big ass cloud that's like fuck you. It's just a middle finger floating across the sky. But we had a little outdoor party. A friend of the pod, John, brought his kids over. My siblings came over. We ate like sun chips and moon pies and.
Oh yeah, Chris, why don't you tell John hello? No, okay.
All right, no, fuck you.
I was talking while you were talking,
no,
so I didn't actually
John.
hear you. What was that?
I said, why don't you tell John hi?
Oh. Hi, John.
Oh, Jesus.
God.
We just lost another listener. So anyway.
We can't bleed too many of those. We've only got like 6.
Apparently the next couple of like near totality eclipses the U.S. is going to see isn't for like another 20 years.
20 years,
and
yeah.
The one in 2045, of course, is going to pass right over where we live in Montana. And we're not going to be here anymore.
Well, 2044 is the one in Montana. 2045 is the one that goes from like Florida to like California.
Yeah, it goes across the whole goddamn country.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're going to send our eclipse classes down to Latin America because I guess they're going to get one like at the end of the summer.
Oh, very cool.
So.
All right. Space stuff. Speaking of space stuff.
This episode,
which
mostly did not take place in space, actually.
There was not a lot of space.
No, not a lot. I mean, aside from them, moving through it at different points. But yeah, so this week's episode was Season 3, Episode 1, The Xindi.
Woo, Season 3!
Woo, Season 3! We're almost done. We're over the hump.
Yeah, we're getting there.
This episode wasn't over the hump.
I mean, there were parts of it that were very humpy, but yeah, I don't think they quite made it over.
That's true. It's true.
Yeah. So this episode kicks off with a cold open. It's a little bit of a recap, which feels very weird.
My first
in a
note
Star
is
Trek show.
My first note is ew, a recap. There are recaps. Right. Well, the season openers, which are usually cliffhangers, like they tend to have recaps because usually it's that Gene Roddenberry's ex that like reads them because it's like the computer is reading it to you.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So we get a recap with the very abrupt decimation of Florida from last week's episode, and a reminder as to why they're in the Delphic Expanse now. I love that they brought up the anatomic inversion thing again. Like they very pointedly included that.
Yeah, because it's gross.
Yeah. Need more of that in Star Trek for sure. Then in the first,
I disagree. One cum monster is enough.
Every time I hear anatomic inversion, I think of that the transporter sequence from Galaxy Quest where they turn that pig monster inside out because he fucked it up.
Oh God. Yeah. So in the first new footage of this season, we see a war council in action. They don't say it, but I think it's presumed to be the Xindi. the bugs are
Yes,
clearly
that's
the
correct.
hawks of the Xindi.
Yeah.
They know that Enterprise is coming and just want to straight up annihilate them.
Yeah, man, they're the Clackons from Massive Orion. Like they're fucking mad.
They're very mad.
They're clicking very angrily at everybody else.
And I will say, like,
are.
there is some kind of like weird stereotyping going on here because, like, of course, the bugs are the warriors and the mammals are the friendly ones, and like it's like, I don't know, some kind of weird speciesism that we have built into our brains. It's like, you can't trust a bug. Fuck that shit.
Yeah, you're
man.
not wrong. I do like the idea of this like world that has like, you know, several different, you know, sentient species that evolved on it. I think that's an interesting concept.
It is interesting. I feel like we talked about it a while ago. We went over a couple of different planets that had like multiple species on them. I think it was during that episode where
With Dear Doctor, yeah. My only concern, like, I can't talk about it too much because this is the plot for season 3 and Rob is still unspoiled on it. So,
I mean, I don't care if you want to talk about it.
put it. I'm not
Deflower him.
Deflower him. All right, so let me get my package.
The huge package.
Huge package. Big as a torso.
Yes, size of his torso.
There's a part of the
that's some
internet for that.
interesting anatomy.
Yeah.
I'm sure there is. Yeah, so it is interesting that they're made up of an array of intelligent species. We find out a little later in the episode there are 5 distinct species, and apparently they all argue with each other about which one's actually dominant, which is weird. It's weird that they've been successful enough to like expand out into space.
That is weird. You're right. That is weird. Hold on to that thought for another few episodes.
Okay.
Because like this, and this is genuinely, without spoiling too much, like this is why season 3 was actually like well done in terms of its overarching plot. Because you're right, Rob, that is weird, and we're shown enough to go, huh, that's weird. But there is actually an answer to that question that you just asked.
Very cool. Okay. Well, now I can look forward to that. Then we kick in with a new and improved Faith of the Heart. Now with extra instruments.
It's like a soft lounge version.
Somehow worse than it used to be.
It is too. It sounds so weird because I'm so used to the other one. You know what it sounds like? It sounds like the DVD menu version of the song.
It does.
Like,
Yeah.
Ding,
It
ding,
sounds
ding,
like
ding, ding, ding. It's just like
Like,
why? Why do we have to add the fucking background riff
why did we have to
this
throw an
I don't
extra
know.
steel guitar into there? Like,
yeah, like it was like somebody's like, we want this, but we want it to sound folky, but we don't really know what folky means, and they just ran with it. It was very bizarre.
This is what an AI would generate if you asked for a folky version of the song.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, like what's weird is the original Faith of the Heart for the show is already a new composition. So now they made a new composition of the new composition.
yeah, fuck yeah, they did, man. Like
Whatever.
Brandon Braga's nephew got into the guitar, so they're like,
I guess. So after we come back from the lovely new intro, Archer's meeting with T'Pol and Reed in a retrofitted storage bay that now houses their new command center with all their fancy new equipment.
T'Pol's in her like salmon outfit.
Yeah, I'm assuming that she's got new gear because she had to turn in all the old uniforms. Because
I don't like, she's a part of the crew. And like before, it was like she's part of the Vulcan high command, so therefore she's got high command outfit. But now she's not part of the high command. She's literally just a part of the crew. Give her a fucking uniform.
Right.
Like
That's what I was wondering.
They gave fucking Sleeping Beauty a uniform, like just to be seen off the ship. Why didn't they give T'Pol one here?
She got a new haircut too.
Yeah,
she did get a new haircut.
Her hair does not look good this way. It looks like, you know what it looks like? Do you remember in the 90s when they were selling that plastic bridge thing you could put under your hair to like make it bigger? Like that's what it looks like she's got on. Like her hair is just voluminous.
I think it looks fine. But anyway, they find out that they're heading toward a mining facility that might have a Xindi as a staff member there. Reed's doubtful because the intel originated with a questionable freighter captain, and he's telling Archer that this is a bad idea. But of course, it's the only lead they've got, and Captain Doer's got to do. So find out they've been in the Expanse for 6 weeks now, and Archer is feeling very prickly about not having a lead.
I'm annoyed because this Expanse was like built up to be this like scary, horrifying place, but it turns out it's like not.
No, it just makes gravity fun.
Like, they've been here for 6 weeks, and the worst thing that's happened is the crates in their cargo bay have been bouncing around.
Yeah. I mean, it's a little stronger than a bounce. Like,
yeah,
the
well,
gravity's shifting to the walls.
They should be battening that shit down anyways. I don't know why that shit's just free floating.
That's very true. Yeah, well, especially in a spacecraft.
Shut up, it's fine.
But they bounce around all the goddamn time. Well, I mean, they don't have seatbelts either, so who the fuck am I to know?
That's true.
Mm-hmm. Shut up.
They really should equip like 5-point harnesses on all the chairs.
I appreciate the fact that they went full hog on the CG budget this episode too.
Oh man, they were
really
CGing the shit out some shit.
Yeah. So Hoshi meets up with the new complement of Marines in the mess hall. These new Marine fatigues, by the way, like they're freaking me out a little bit.
Okay, so hold on. So here's my notes in order. Oh, hey, It's that Asian guy. And that was Daniel Day Kim, a good actor. He was in Lost and shit. Like, good actor. And then...
Also, he's been Alien.
He was in Voyager, yes. He was in Alien and Voyager.
Oh, cool.
Mm-hmm.
And then my next note is, this is perhaps the silliest looking, quote, camo I've ever seen.
It really is.
It looks like they just kind of splash some shit on themselves.
Like, I'm pretty sure that they have reflector stripes, like, built into the camo, which seems counterintuitive to me.
It looked reflective. Yes, I don't disagree.
Yeah.
Shut up, it's fine.
Yeah. So yeah, Hoshi gets a chance to show off her linguistic skills by identifying that one of the Marines hailed from I think it was Iowa, was
Duluth.
it? Duluth, yeah, Duluth.
I'm wearing Duluth pants right now.
Duluth Trading Company.
Yeah, man, they're the best.
I had a wallet from them for a while. It was really nice. Trip grabs Archer to investigate one of the storage bays. This is where we get to see them just like sliding from one wall to the other as the gravity adjusts through some of the anomalies they're traveling through. I don't really understand why it's only affecting one storage bay, but it was fun. I liked it.
Yeah, it was fun.
It was sufficiently silly.
It was. I like how Archer's just like, seal the room off. Don't go in there.
It'll be fine. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
My only problem is that like the tone of this silly cargo-ness is like juxtaposed to the like, you know, student horror film that the Vulcans dealt with last episode.
Yeah, not quite as terrifying.
It's like, yeah, there's quite a spectrum of things that can happen to the Delphic Expanse. You could go insane and rip your crewmates' throats out, or your cargo could get jostled.
Yeah. I mean, for all we know, it's just Travis being a prankster.
Oh, this was one of Travis's pranks.
Oh, man.
So, T'Pol visits Phlox. He's investigating some of the tissue. Apparently, they gave him some tissue samples from the dead Xindi that they found inside of the little laser orb that ripped apart Florida. While he's doing this, he's commenting to T'Pol that Trip's having a rough time working through the trauma of losing his sister, and suggests that she perform Vulcan neuropressure techniques on him. It's exactly what it sounds like.
Although she says no several times, and Phlox is just like, fuck you. You have to do this. Also, and she's like, I guess.
Also, after she finally concedes, she's like, and Phlox is like, oh yeah, and you have to convince him to do it too. Bye.
Yeah.
And like she even says at one point, like it's an intimate kind of situation. Like it's not going to be comfortable for either of them involved. And Phlox is just
that's not what she sounded like later on in this episode.
Well, that's true. Anywho, Archer and Reed grab one of the shuttle pods and take a little jaunt down to the mining facility. Reed makes some complaints about the air quality, which oh
my god. This fucking line. Try not to breathe, says Archer. The fuck kind of advice is that?
I don't know.
No, that's a funny line. That's the kind of shit that, like, because this one's complaining too much. It's like, try not to breathe then. What the fuck do you want me to tell you?
I'm sure that's what they said in Victorian London, too.
Speaking of Victorian London, did y'all hear the fucking portcullis crank that they had going at the beginning of that mine?
Oh my god. They're greeted by some armed guards who
just a whole species of Banes from Batman.
Yeah, they lead them down to the foreman. The foreman, it turns out, wants liquid platinum.
This motherfucker
to justify setting up a meeting.
This motherfucker needs to take some cold medicine.
Yeah, he does.
He needs some inhaler treatments.
He needs something to dry him out. He's very wet.
He's wet. He sounds wet.
Everywhere.
Mariah threw up earlier today because she just because she knew I was watching the episode where he was just phlegmy and gross the whole time.
True
He was
story.
phlegmy and gross. Yeah, so the foreman offers Archer the Xindi's severed finger as evidence that the man really is Xindi, which that's a little dramatic, but sure.
This guy seems dramatic, so I'll let it slide.
He's very dramatic.
Yeah, we'll find out more later.
He wants a half a liter of liquid platinum.
Liquid platinum, 500 mils.
Very, very specific.
It is. We then get a flashback. Well, not a flashback. We get a dream sequence where we see a young Trip in his dream trying to warn his sister about the oncoming laser super weapon.
This kid's fucking
this
impression of Trip's accent.
This kid's accent is so goddamn bad. My first note was that's the fakest fucking accent I've ever heard.
No, it was great.
It's like they showed him the show. They're like, all right, talk like him. He's
and the kid's like, oh, howdy, y'all.
I'm a kid.
The funny thing, too, is I've known a couple of people that lived and grew up in Florida. And granted, most of them were from cities like Orlando or Miami. Is this a panhandle accent? I can't understand.
Is Trip from Florida? I thought his sister just lived there. He's from,
This is not the only time he was referencing Florida, by the way.
Yeah. That's what made me think about it. Is he not from Florida?
His accent's definitely not Floridian. It's almost Texan.
Yeah.
So I assumed it was Oklahoma, Texas area. Because it's kind of that.
Look that up
I'm looking it up right now. It's that kind of soft Southern accent rather than like Alabama.
Yeah. So Archer grabs the finger and heads back up to Enterprise. Meets with Phlox to give him a full chance at an analysis of the finger's tissue. They are similar, it turns out, but different from the one that was left on the body from Earth. This one, however, seems to be reptilian. So, first little hint that the Xindi are a multi-species people.
All right, I have an issue, though.
Okay.
I'm ignoring this scene in Phlox's dialogue here because it's fucking stupid. Because, there is no way that this DNA or whatever they use for the Xindi is as similar between these two specimens as a human and a Neanderthal, and yet one of them is a fucking reptile. That's not how it works.
I don't know. Don't we share 90% of our DNA with a banana?
But he said it was closer than we are to chimpanzees.
That's very close.
You know what's not as close to us as a chimpanzee? A fucking iguana. They're just not the same.
Listen, we came down the path from Dimetrodon. They're almost a reptile.
I guess he did grow up in Florida. Panama City, Florida.
Yeah, I thought so.
I don't know enough Florida geography to tell you where Panama City is.
It's got to be Panhandle with that accent, but I said, it's not a real Floridian accent.
No. Where did I leave off here? Oh yeah, this one seems to be reptilian. Trip moseys on in after Archer has a chance to talk with Phlox and complains about him not being able to sleep to Phlox, and Phlox offers to give him some help later that night. Back on the mining planet, Archer begins to bargain with the foreman to have him wake up the Xindi before his scheduled shift, to which the foreman agrees. They grab him, set them all up in a holding cell so that they can interrogate, right?
By the way, they got the platinum by stripping relays on Enterprise for the platinum.
Yeah.
That seems
No, they were extras. They were extra relays. They had a bunch of extra ones.
God. Yeah. Uh-huh.
They use some extra material to bring it up to, working grade. It's not necessary. It's just recommended.
Man, and that
Like,
guy was
you don't
so
need all of your bolts.
that guy was so eager for that fucking bottle of platinum. I'm like, is he about to drink
It
this
was, too.
shit? Like he was
That's
super
why it
excited.
sounds so wet.
And also
That
it
would have been
turns
really
out
funny.
it turns out what they're mining is basically space asbestos. Like
Oh, yeah.
asbestos? Yeah.
Yeah,
Space does.
they're specifically mining Trellium D, which is used to insulate ships. I don't think they go into full detail in this episode, but that is what protects ships that fly in the Expanse from the effects of the Expanse.
Oh, that seems important.
Sorry, I just saw like all the miners are getting the mesotheliomas and it was an insulation. It was an insulative.
Yeah,
like,
he talks the foreman guy
mineral.
talks about how valuable it was, and that's why for that area it is valuable.
Gotcha. Okay, I didn't realize that.
Interesting.
I
they
don't know why Trip is even here.
here.
Like on
where?
down on the asteroid
Instead of
Oh.
Reed again.
instead of Reed. Like it was in
Because
a bottle.
he was the one who stripped off the platinum.
No, it took them four crew members half the night to do that. So
Yeah, including him. That's why he was so tired and cranky.
He just needed an outlet for his rage.
He really did, man.
and fucking he got it.
Yeah. So they begin to question the Xindi on coordinates for the Xindi homeworld. Xindi demands to be let free. Apparently, all of the workers here are being held as slave labor. Trip gets tired of the act and just like shoves him up like against a locker, like a school bully. Just eager to beat the Xindi's teeth in. Like he's clearly not handling the whole situation well. I mean, understandably, he just lost his sister to these people, but it feels weird.
Just lost. I mean, that was months ago, right?
Yep.
Well, true. Yeah, at this point, they've been flying around for quite a while.
Well, and they were on Earth for 3 months before.
Yeah.
And they took them a while to fly back to Earth as well.
And it took them some time to get to the Delphic Expanse from Earth. Like,
Listen, we get some fast
We're
scene
probably-
transitions.
and then 6 weeks in the Delphic Expanse, we're probably most of a year past when she actually passed.
Yeah, it's like at least 6 months. For
Which is
sure.
like, I'm not trying to belittle his grief. I'm sure that he is still inside that grieving window. But that's a lot less than like, I'm going to immediately snap in violence at some random dude I've never met before,
I guess it depends on the person, but sure. So at this point, T'Pol calls back down and warns Archer that there's some ships approaching. The Xindi says that like it's clearly a trap and that they've all walked in and sprung it.
Everyone
and that the
else was
Enterprise's
like, yeah, it's
crew is about to
obviously
be
a trap.
enslaved. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like you could see it coming from a mile away because there are no trustworthy aliens in Enterprise. The foreman calls T'Pol and lies through his teeth, essentially, saying that Archer and Trip are having a little trouble getting off. They're, ionizing the something or other, and they're going to be a little late getting home. And fortunately, T'Pol's not buying it.
T'Pol's in her weird like V-neck outfit now.
Yeah. So the Xindi, Archer, and Trip kind of like put their heads together. The Xindi offers to lead them out through a plasma duct that hasn't been used for some time. This here is where they mentioned that there's a whole bunch of different distinctive species that make up the Xindi. Reed and T'Pol meet with the Marines major back on Enterprise, and Reed and him like
this made me
Major
so
Hayes, just immediately getting a pissing match over whose team should be
Hayes
sent to the
was
surface.
not in a pissing match. Hayes is like, "Hi, we're Marines.
This is
Maybe
what
you
we're
should let
here
us go
for."
do our fucking job." And Reed's like, "Meh, I'm too fucking British for this shit." Like, what the fuck?
Well, like, the funny thing too is he comes from a naval family. You'd think he'd be all about the Marines.
Which is why he even said, like, I come from a military family, so I know that meet like these kinds of people in the military all the time. It's just a we got to figure out because he thinks his team is more capable than mine. But it's like they are, like that's their fucking job.
This is 100% their job.
Yeah,
and he
I
even
was gonna
brings
say-
up a good point. He's like, you should keep your people on Enterprise so that they can defend Enterprise. The home turf that they've known for years at this point.
All he should have been like is like, y'all should stay on Enterprise because you have things to do here. We do not. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, my whole note is like, Hayes says he should bring his men down, and he's right, to the surface for the assault. That is literally their job they have trained for.
It's literally like that is their job description.
Yep.
Reed says it doesn't have anything to do with who knows the ship better and about how he thinks they're less capable.
And Reed's compromise is, well, fine, you can go, but I'm going to lead. And I want to be like, fucking shut the fuck up, Reed. Stay your ass on the ship.
So back down planet side, we get a shot of the three escapees making their way up a plasma duct. Trip gets some plasma gunk dropped on his head.
You mean the goo shaft?
Yeah, the goo shaft.
Plasma gunk. Y'all, it was sewage. Y'all,
Oh, yeah.
There was no, they said it was sewage. They said it was the pee and excrement of 30 different alien species.
No, that's where they were down in the water part.
That's what was dripping off of them.
No.
That was not plasma gunk. No. They're climbing up the ladder.
Stop. In the shaft.
Right.
That is not sewage.
No,
right.
There's nothing on the shaft. The stuff that fell off of the Xindi was on his clothes and fell onto...
No, it came off the wall.
No, it came off the wall.
It peeled off under one of their boots.
Yeah, it was in the grooves of the wall.
Yeah.
Nah, I don't buy it. I think he look, Trip got a hot Carl right to the fucking face.
Okay. Plasma gunk. It was plasma gunk.
That's what I start calling mine.
Who got hot Carl on their bingo
my plasma
card?
gunk.
Oh, we should have put that on the bingo card. Speaking of which, we have to get those bingo cards out because we've got a couple of hits in this episode already.
Yeah. We hit that free space right away, that's for sure.
Yeah. This is the point where the mining crew realizes the prisoners have escaped and they start redirecting the plasma into their path out. Archer and team fortunately realize the plan and backtrack to the last maintenance hatch and escape at the last minute.
See,
only
the thing
to be
is,
lined up trapped by the security team.
It's too bad that Travis isn't here to show them how to climb properly. I mean, no one even broke a leg.
I know.
I appreciate the fact that they made them swim through poo just to be captured again.
Yep.
And brought right back to where they were.
Classic Enterprise.
The foreman of this mine needs to get a mask that lets him talk and breathe at the same time because he's it's getting a little repetitive with him swinging that fucking mask away every 3 seconds.
Yeah, so the Xindi prisoner just immediately folds, starts begging for forgiveness, throws the Enterprise team under the bus. It was an ugly look for sure.
Does it count as throwing them under the bus when they were actually there already? They weren't doing the thing that he was saying they were doing.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, so they take the three back to the foreman, who then just immediately unilaterally sentences them to execution.
Fortunately,
I just enjoyed his flippancy about it.
Yeah. Fortunately, he tells them to take them up to the surface and then shoot them. Because if it was the other way around,
it's
they would have actually been effective.
There.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it turns out that everything's going to be okay because the Marines show up. And did you notice?
My next note is, fuck yeah, Marines, hoorah!
Yeah, they drop down from the tactically superior position of the ceiling onto the floor for some reason. That's questionable, but they do show up in the nick of time.
I also with their slick backpacks,
and they're pretty fucking effective too.
Oh yeah,
I like the taser baton that the one Marine had. The thing was sick.
The thing was fun, but the choreography in that particular part of the fight was fucking terrible. It was so slow.
Yeah,
but stun gun baton, man. Come on.
But man, she whooped the shit out of that guy with that baton. It was awesome.
She did.
And then we had a completely unnecessarily dramatic sniper shot.
Oh
yes,
so necessary. What are you talking about?
It was several seconds of camera time of him going into this scope and looking at the alien's forehead and changing the scope view and just shoot the guy. It's fine. We can move on.
I appreciate this whole scene. The whole rescue scene was just merely there to establish the badassness of the Marines and to make Reed look stupid.
This was the most competent Starfleet operation we've seen on film.
Right.
Well, don't forget, they're not Starfleet.
Oh, fuck them.
Yeah, so they've got this... is it a phaser? Or is it a phase rifle? I don't know what it is. But yeah, it's got like a little pop-up scope that pulls out of the main like chamber area.
Yeah, it's a fuck you shit up rifle.
Yeah.
They have these like little. They fire out these little pulses. They're not like beams.
Yeah. So at that point, Enterprise crew prepares to leave. The Xindi begs them to take him back.
Archer pretends like he's not going to do it.
Yeah, but of course he is. Like he's not that heartless.
He doesn't give a fuck about him. He just wants the info.
Yeah. So shuttle pods head on back up. Both dock at the same time, and they just punch out at maximum warp.
Hold on, you missed the part where that dude got immediately shot in the back.
It's like, yeah, she could come with us. Okay, great, resolved. Blah, right in the back.
Yeah, that's right. That's why he winds up in med bay. So yeah, they get both the shuttle pods back. They warp out, maximum warp, just in time to avoid the approaching ships.
This dude's
try to follow.
This dude's so insignificant, he dies during the commercial break. Like,
he dies off camera.
Yeah, so Flock shows up, says he tries to save him, but passed away from his injuries. The Xindi did, however, speak some coordinates for Archer to punch into the computer, I guess. I don't know.
You think he went after he gave him the coordinates?
Oh, he definitely did.
There was some gurgling. Figured out a way to beat the mesothelioma.
Yeah, so Trip then makes another trip down to Flock's for a sedative. I just realized I wrote that. Which he provides him with a placebo instead, and then tricks Trip into dropping some bioscans off for T'Pol. So this is the point of the episode where things get weird.
Where the episode goes from normal to horny.
Yeah,
this is
super horny.
In my opinion, so far the horniest scene in this show so far.
It starts with her putting on this porn film robe.
Yep.
And it goes downhill from there.
And then she's like, "Oh, perhaps you could help me, senpai," as she takes off her robe.
I have a note that's like, "Whoa, T'Pol just dialed that shit to 11."
Yeah.
It was like, "Oh yeah, you can leave those over there." And oops, my robe slipped off. Can you fuck me now? Like, it was that abrupt.
It was so bizarre. Yeah. So T'Pol, after receiving Trip into the room, again, super weird, like night robes.
Although Trip's looking good in that loose t-shirt.
maybe that helps. I don't know. He does oblige, so naturally at that point she begins to disrobe. Massaging starts, and T'Pol has a
not even gonna mention
questionable reaction.
Not even gonna mention the butt cleavage there, because there's just a
butt cleavage
straight up
3/4 of a boob we get from the side.
Well, we get substantial side boob and then hand bra in the front.
Oh yeah, hand bra.
It's my god.
And then he does the pressure, and then she makes sex noises.
Yeah. She like, come on.
That was the reaction.
After in her Vulcan, monotone way of giving him sexual instructions. Right there, to the side. Yes, harder.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you. The word intransigent doesn't get used enough, so I do appreciate that in this scene.
Yep.
I think you need to mark this section for when you do your next commercial and you're looking for clips.
Yeah, for sure.
Because sex sells.
Sex does sell.
Sure.
Sex does sell. But then she's like, "Take your fucking shirt off, bitch. I'm about to fuck you up." And like, he takes some convincing, but he does.
Yeah, I have in my note that she logics Trip's shirt off.
Yeah.
No, that's
she's
right.
like, "I'm not making sexual advances at you," as she holds her boobs.
And he's like, "Whoa, I'm flattered, but what the hell?" And she's like, "I'm not trying to fuck you. I'm trying to help you sleep." Yeah. And then he's like all embarrassed about it.
Well, you had your boobs out and everything. I don't know.
Yeah.
Which, like, fair.
Yeah, so...
come on, you went full butt cleavage on me, babe. What am I supposed to think?
Yeah, so, he gives her a little back rub. She gives him a little back rub. Back on the bridge, the crew visits the coordinates that the Xindi gave them before passing away and found a planet completely blown to pieces.
Oh, shit, it's Alderaan.
It's Alderaan.
It's like a million voices cried out all at once and was silenced.
Wow, that was so nearly right.
Yeah.
Almost.
So at this point, a confused Archer tells Travis to take Enterprise towards some space anomaly field. I don't understand why they don't investigate this more, but
It's like our long-range sensors are showing more space anomalies in that direction. It's like, okay, then avoid them? I don't know what the fuck your point is.
no, they want to drive into them. They want to make their own found film, like indie horror movie.
I have not seen a goddamn single anatomical inversion since we've been here. It's been 6 weeks.
Super disappointing. And then we wrap up this week's episode with the Xindi War Council. Turns out they know the Enterprise visited the debris field and moved on. Bugs are still insisting on just blowing up Enterprise and say that they'll do it themselves if the rest don't agree.
And so we've got 5 Xindi species. We've got the humans. Hold on. We got the humans with shit on their temples. We got like a monkey looking guy. We got the bugs. We got like a lizard, and then like the gross merfolk.
Yeah.
Like
Gross,
in the tank.
damn. Like,
hey, I don't pull punches, man. I'm glad the Suliban are gone because, God.
Oh, that's right. You were like viscerally opposed to them.
Yeah, just wait till we get to the fucking Vidians in Voyager.
I don't know how you were so grossed out by the Suliban and loved fucking chin testicles.
But chin
gummy worm face.
because chin testicles wasn't like wet.
They looked wet to me.
Yeah, they were 100% wet. Like
They
all
were
of the time. That guy's
feathers.
chin was just
were
moist.
feathers.
They were wet gummy worms.
No, it was like seaweed.
You leave Captain
Anyway.
Zumas alone.
Sumas. So, what are you guys giving this week's episode? Scale of 1 to 5, lowest being threshold.
So
No, not lowest. Zero.
Zero.
is
Or
threshold.
0 being threshold. Yep.
So I mean, before the end of this episode, like I thought it was a fine, entertaining, fun episode of the show that really got the plot going on this season. So I mean, 3 for me.
So I also gave it a 3, and my note was 3, not quite good enough for a 4, but it was close.
Same.
Without the Smexy scene was completely unnecessary, and that really did hurt it.
Yeah.
But like it actually does a pretty good job setting up what's going on. They tell us, the audience, like we see enough to be interested, but not so much that we like know everything that's happening. We can see that the bad guys aren't like a monolith, which is very helpful because it ironically it humanizes them in a way that makes them more understandable.
It gives them more depth.
Right. And, aside from like, so as far as like the overall arc is concerned for the season, like this was a pretty good setup. And then like the actual plot of the episode itself was like a fairly well done, if a little cliche, MacGuffin that tied to that main arc, but was its own little story that stood alone just fine.
Yep. Agreed.
So it was a well executed story, and if it weren't for that Smexy scene at the end, I probably would have given it a 4.
So was that like the B plot of this episode, basically? Then, like, was the Vulcan sex massage? Is that the B plot? Because I don't think there was really another one in this episode.
I wouldn't say that there isn't really a B plot per se. I would say there's the overall arc story, and then like the A plot of the episode itself.
Part of me also wonders, like, I know at some point T'Pol and Trip wind up being an item, so maybe this was the writer's way of just like foreshadowing in a very clumsy way,
fisting them into it.
Well, sure, and then it's showing you Reed and Hayes might come to some friction, and so like they're trying to set shit up for the season, which I'm grading on a curve here. I know it's the first episode of a long arc, like it's okay for there to be some of those like kind of awkward inserts. Like I'm okay with that concept. I just think that they could have done let's set T'Pol and Tucker up to be more intimate with the same thing, just without the fucking nudity. Like if they'd cut her being naked out entirely and the little sex noises, it would have been a perfectly fine
It just made it
scene.
like an awkward massage.
Right.
Like they didn't even have to show the massage. Just show Trip showing up at T'Pol's door.
Right, and it doesn't, and like we can even see it. It doesn't. My point is that it doesn't have to be awkward. It is perfectly believable that two people who are now suddenly, for whatever reason, working in closer proximity would like get feelings for one another. That's completely reasonable, and that's all it had to be. It didn't have to be this this like unrequited like love like sexual tension shit. Like sexual tension is a boring plotline. I fucking hate it every time.
I think there's ways, like I granted more often than not is just done to be sex, but I think there is ways to do it in a way that's not gross, but that has never happened on this show.
No, it's fine. Yeah, so I am in the exact same place that you were, Stanford. I was ready to give this a 4 until the very end, and I was like, okay, this is a 3.
I don't know if, it's definitely still a 3 for me, but even if that scene wasn't in there, I don't know if it would have been a 4 for me. I think it would have been a higher 3 for me, but I still don't know if it would have been a 4 for me.
I think that I'm grading it on the fact that like it's doing what it's trying to do well enough that I would give it a 4. I'm not saying it's like God's gift to television, but it's better than just standard Trek. Like this was a fairly deftly done storytelling.
That's fair.
Example.
And like I think about it on like a grading scale, like 4 stars would be like an 80%. So like it's a low B.
All right. I mean, it's still a 3, but I get what you're saying.
Anyway, we're going to take a little break here, and we'll be back for this week's Deep Dive. Welcome back, everybody. So for this week's Deep Dive, I thought we could take a look at our newest friends aboard Enterprise, MACO, the Military Assault Command Operations. So,
I'm sorry. Let me just start by saying that you can't have the word military in your fucking military branch acronym.
No, that's fine.
It'd be like I don't even like there's no way to like say how stupid that is because it doesn't exist in the real world. No one's like, well, the Army's actually short for the armed military of militaries. Like, what the fuck are we doing here? Military Assault Command Operations. Shut the fuck up.
Hey, you know what though? If you ever look it up, or you just look at the uniforms, the patch is really cool. Have you seen the patch?
No, is it like a shark?
It's a MACO shark.
Fuck yeah. Which is like fine. Obviously, they wanted to come up with a MACO, but they could have come. Oh, hold on. There's got to be a better acronym we could come up with for fucking MACO, right?
Or it could have just been ACO, like Assault Command Operations.
It's like a fucking shark, and it says Enterprise underneath.
Yeah, yeah, MACO and then Enterprise underneath. That's the tour of duty, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, the patch is pretty cool. They're a part of
that is a cool patch.
Yeah, they're a part of the United Earth military, which, you know, again, as has been expressed many times, not associated with Starfleet for reasons. Starfleet operates outside of the military, and
they're their own government structure.
Yeah,
okay.
Totally.
Are we going to talk about this? Are we going to talk about Starfleet, whether or not it's a military? Okay.
Not even a little. So, well, we're going to mention it again later on because it becomes important to their history. But anyway, their tech is allegedly a couple more years advanced than Starfleet's, which is why we see that fancy marksman rifle used in this week's episode. As mentioned by one of the officers at the table with Hoshi, they're posted in Atlanta, Georgia. They've got a couple training facilities, one of which is on the moon. Like, that's where they do their zero-G training, which is pretty neat.
There are definitely some G's on the
G.
moon. There's 1/8 of a G.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's right. The moon was their survival
G.
training. It was the Jupiter station was where they did their zero-G training. Led by a General Casey, the Enterprise detail is under the command of Major Hayes, who we met in this week's episode. He was one of the officers that was eating with Hoshi before they abruptly all just stood up and left for some reason.
He's the one who was in a not pissing match with Reed.
Yeah. Yeah, totally.
You know, and I will say, Hayes was not in a pissing match with Reed. Reed was
That's
in a
what I'm
pissing
saying.
match with Hayes. Hayes was very like, hey, these are the facts. Like, do what you want. Like, y'all are in charge.
Yeah.
But this is definitely
He was
how
very
you should do
professional.
this. Yeah.
Yeah, Reed just decided to take that the wrong way and then throw a hissy fit afterwards. But
He did kind of begrudgingly admit they did a good job, though.
yeah, he
When he was
did.
talking to Reed.
Yeah. So the detail here was stationed aboard Enterprise at the request of Archer, which again surprised Admiral Forrest because he's like, this was from last week's episode. You sure you're going to be okay with military on board? So just chew on that a while, Stanford, I guess.
You're a fucking military.
they're a military junta.
Fucking, God damn it. Well, and they're maybe not a junta yet. I don't know how Earth's government is, and they're not the Federation yet. But like my own concerns about Starfleet being a military junta aside, it is undeniable that Starfleet is a fucking military.
Yeah.
Even if Roddenberry's like, they're not a military, meh, motherfucker, they are the war fucking carrier outers. That makes them a military.
Yeah. Yeah, when the invasions start, they're the first line of defense. That means they're military.
They're
They're just explorers. It's fine.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Explorers and scientists.
That whole Reddit thread was pissing me off so much. It's like, well, but if 51% of their mission is exploration, then they're not really military. That is not how it works, asshole. If they do military things, they are the military, regardless of how much time they spend doing other shit.
What if they're a trade company?
And again, they have courts martial. Like, they do a court martial on people. That is literally a military court. Like, you can't. That's what martial means. God damn it. Fucking now I'm mad again.
Now he's mad, Chris.
You're going to look at this cool patch again and cool down.
Yeah, there you go. So yeah, I looked up MACO on Memory Alpha, and they wind up getting deployed a lot over the course of the next season. Surprisingly, only 3 of them wind up KIA during their time aboard Enterprise.
Yeah, that's not surprising. They're good at their job.
Yeah, I guess
Yeah,
so.
did you see that scene in this episode? They were awesome.
They were fucking competent as shit. They had those backpacks.
Stun baton.
Zip lining down from the ceiling like pros. So eventually we find out that after the United Federation of Planets is formed, this organization is dissolved. Because UFE, much like early Starfleet, they really don't want to be considered a military for some reason.
But like,
Okay,
doesn't Starfleet just get Marines then?
Yeah, like in DS9, there's like definitely like
There's definitely
troops.
ground troops. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. But they're not troops because they're not military. They're peacekeepers.
God, they're fucking ground. Yeah, they're ground personnel. They're just like they're employees. It's like at Disney where they call everyone an actor so that they can be racist.
Wait, what?
I don't know the truthiness of this, but as I understand it, one of the primary reasons that everyone at the Disney theme park is considered a cast member is because then they are allowed to, like, only Japanese people can work here and only French people can work here because those are
like in
those
Epcot.
are right. Those are because like DEI doesn't allow you to do that, like with the equal opportunity employment. But the carve out for that is like if it's for a performance. Yes, exactly.
Actors.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's weird.
That's a rumor. Like, I don't know if that's actually true, but it rings true enough that I'm like, yeah, I believe it.
That's super weird. But yeah, I could totally believe that.
I mean, look, when it comes to racism in Disney, I mean,
yeah, it's why
it's safe to side on their races.
Yeah, that's why they're allowed to not hire any Jewish people because they're cast members.
No.
Oh my god.
Because as I recall correctly, Disney was like basically a Nazi.
He was definitely anti-Semitic for sure.
Yeah, I think that's well established. Anyway, Star Trek. Not a military, definitely not Nazis unless it's what's the Terran Empire? Is it just Terran Empire? Is that what they're called?
The Terran Empire, yeah. It is funny
they're
that
Nazis.
that like in order for Starfleet to become a military in the eyes of this fucking show, they just had to put on like a meaner uniform.
Yeah.
Because that's the only difference between the Terran like Starfleet and the regular
they're
Also a
Starfleet.
lot of
acting
murdering.
Yeah.
It's
A
the
lot of
same
power
ship.
struggles. They're angry. That's the difference. Nazis are angry. Starfleet, though, totally not a military. Anyway, outside of Enterprise, the only other mention that they get in a Star Trek storyline is actually in one of the Kelvin timeline movies, Star Trek Beyond. Have you guys seen this movie?
Yeah.
I think. Oh yeah, I saw it with you and Mariah, right, in theaters.
It's the
Beastie Boys?
third one, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know if I saw it with you specifically, but like I definitely saw it in the theaters and I've seen it several times since.
Oh,
Yeah, I've seen
okay.
it.
So I don't know how much either of you two remember.
It's got
of
Idris
the
Elba in
storyline here. It did, yeah.
Yep.
But the Marines also play specifically MACO plays a big role inside of that movie. Krall, the main antagonist in Beyond, he was originally known as Captain Balthazar Edison of MACO. Found out on his wiki page, he's from PA, from just outside Pittsburgh. So he's upset with the Federation because he fought against the Xindi and the Romulans. He was a member of the crew of the USS Franklin, which wound up crash landed on Altamid, the planet where most of the first part of the movie takes place. And he wound up growing to resent the peaceful ideals of the Federation and wanted to destroy it. So he, along with several of the other survivors, used the life-extending technology left behind by Altamid's original inhabitants, and his biology was just altered to the point where he no longer looked human. So that's why, like, the three of them wind up like.
Well,
Everybody thinks they're aliens.
He turned back at the end of the movie for some reason.
Because he absorbed the life force of other humans.
I don't remember. I did not remember that he was like Mako. That's interesting.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
he was
actually
Mako.
mentions in his little monologue at the end of the movie that he fought against the Xindi.
Oh,
Yep.
interesting.
Yeah, he complained about having witnessed like millions of humans die at their hands.
But also his entire point is stupid. Like, dude, you had a job to do. You were not like, you were not Colin Powell. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, oh, we're too peaceful now. Bleh. Like, you're just a Marine. Shut the fuck up.
Well, I mean, clearly that's why he was able to be beaten by the Beastie Boys.
He was basically like, nah, I want to do some more war crimes. So actually, a lot like Colin Powell. Never mind, he is Colin Powell.
Oh my god.
Oh, war
Yeah.
crimes.
War crimes. So that's a brief history of Mako for you. Not too much involvement, but I guess we'll get to see more of them as the season progresses.
I hope their uniforms get better because that like, I don't know, like semen stained camouflage looks fucking awful.
It to my recollection, it does not.
Okay.
Oh, one of the screenshots I saw later on in the season, it looks like they're in different fatigues. I don't know. If
I
Yeah.
thought-
Now they're
I thought-
slightly
Lighting.
green.
I don't know if it was in DS9. I feel like I remember a Star Trek show having like actual like camouflage uniforms at some point, but I don't remember where
that
that
was
was.
like SG-1 or something.
No, because they weren't carrying P90s.
Oh, right. All right. Well, we're going to take another break here, and we will be back for this week's potpourri.
Welcome back, everybody. All right, so for today's potpourri segment, we will be doing some season 2 trivia. Trivia. All right, so just like we did at the end of season 1, we're going to go through. It is one question from each episode, and I'll just get both your answers for it.
Each episode.
Yeah.
Oh, 26 questions. All right.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Do I get to look at a list of the episodes or no?
I'm going to tell you the name of the episode in each one.
Oh, okay, cool.
Do I get any lifelines?
You do not. Fuck your lifelines.
I'll be your lifeline, but I also get credit for the answer.
Okay. I was going to say, I want to phone a friend, and I'm going to call Stanford.
All right.
That would be
Ready?
funny if my phone, he's like, hold on, I'm going to call a friend. And then my phone started ringing.
All right. Question 1. What is Daniel's surprised is in the library when he and Archer go there in the future in Shockwave Part 2.
So, do you want me to just shout it out and give Rob the answer?
Yes. Well, I mean,
Like,
what'd you say? Books?
like physical books.
Yes, that is correct. All right. Question 2. In Carbon Creek, what was the Vulcan ship sent to investigate before they crashed?
Oh.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Oh, Sputnik.
Stanford?
That doesn't feel right. But I remember Sputnik being there. I don't remember them being there to specifically investigate it. They were checking on... God damn it. It was some kind of like gravitational anomaly, wasn't it? Because that's what fucked their ship up.
Is that your answer?
Because it wasn't a survey mission. That was first contact. So yeah, I'm going to go with some kind of gravitational anomaly.
It was Sputnik.
Yeah.
Well, damn.
All right. What fear does Reed admit to while the mine is being disarmed by Archer in Minefield?
Do I get extra points
water.
if I pronounce it correctly? Aquaphobia.
Aqua?
Yes, specifically the fear of drowning.
Is there a different name for it? He said aquaphobia, but like, is there a different name for the fear of drowning other than the fear of like water?
Internet says
Drownophobia.
no, it doesn't seem like it. The internet is saying thalassophobia, but that is more so the fear of deep water.
Deep water, yeah.
God, I have that real bad.
All right. Next question. What meal does Trip order from the food synthesizer in the automated spaceport in Dead Stop?
Catfish.
Yep, catfish.
All right.
Do you want more specific than that?
Give me more specific, and I will give you the point.
Fried catfish.
It was fried catfish. He asked for something on this. Was it with potatoes?
How was it fried?
Pan fried.
Pan fried.
Oh my god.
You don't deep fry catfish. That's just my southern coming out. Like, I know how to cook a fucking catfish. Shit.
All right. What does Flock suggest to Archer being the reason for his recent temper/anger issues in A Night in Sickbay?
Love.
I'm sorry, what?
Love.
Okay, Stanford?
The reason for Archer's issues?
Well, sexual
yeah,
tension. Love.
He wants to fuck to Paul, but he won't admit it to himself.
Right.
Lack of sexual activity, so yes.
Yeah.
In Marauders, what was the colony mining?
Dilithium?
Yeah, it was deuterium.
That is right, it was deuterium.
Yeah, I remember because I was like so
shit.
fucking mad about it because like it's water. What are you mining? Like, yeah, it's deuterium. Yeah.
Yeah.
Reverse fracking.
In the 7th, what memory did T'Pol go through the Fuara ritual to remove?
Murdering that dude by accident.
Yes, shooting that guy. Using her pistol to shoot that guy because that episode was terrible.
I will give one of you the point only if you can give me the name of the guy.
Fuck you.
If not,
7.
It was Senator
7.
Kelly's buddy. It was the 6th guy basically, but it was Senator Kelly's buddy. I don't remember his name.
All right, so you both get the point because it was Joseph. If you wanted to deny the point to somebody else, I would have given it to you if you got me the name.
Oh, we're playing those rules.
Oh my god.
All right. In the communicator, after Reed asks for punishment for losing the communicator, what punishment does Archer sarcastically suggest?
Oh.
I think it was draw and quartering.
Keelhaul?
Keelhaul.
No, it was flogging.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
All right. What permanent protocol change came out of the experience of one of the crew in Singularity?
Could you repeat that question?
What permanent protocol change came out of the experience of one of the crew in Singularity?
Oh, tactical alert.
That is correct. Yes, tactical alert. What was the name of the character in the Transporter Ghost story from Vanishing Point?
Oh, shit.
I don't know.
Shit, nope. Fuck. Give me a second. Give me a fucking second. Stop
Give me a
rushing
second to Google this.
Oh, fuck. Well, you think you're, what did he say? You think
Travis Mayweather.
Yeah, you're not.
Because he loves ghost stories and pranks.
Shut the fuck up, Rob. God damn it. Fucking god damn it. Oh no. God, it's right. It's right there. You know how like you get it like right on the tip of your tongue, and all you have to do is just fucking say it.
Is that from Cochrane?
Do you want me to tell you?
No.
Yes.
Is it like Zayas? God damn it.
The Horizon.
Shut up, Rob.
Fucking. God, I'm so mad. I'm so mad that this is not coming to me because like I know this. God, fuck. Go ahead, Chris. Shit.
You were on the right track. Cyrus Ramsey.
Cyrus Ramsey. Shit. God, I was going to say Cyrus something. So yeah, I was almost there. Fucking hell.
All right. Next question. What is the name of the actress who played Princess Kaitama in Precious Cargo?
Oh, God. I have no idea.
I'm not great with names. Apparently, she hosted a cooking show.
Yes. One of the things. She was also a model.
And she was also a model.
Yep.
I remember her from the cooking show.
I do not
can't
remember her name.
Padma Lakshmi.
That's it.
All right.
No, it was Cyrus something.
Cyrus with a C. Or are you just making a joke?
I was making a joke about Padma Lakshmi.
All right.
Yeah.
I didn't get it.
It wasn't a good joke.
Which Enterprise crew member makes their only appearance, legs down, in this episode of the catwalk?
Chef.
Oh, Chef. Yeah.
It is indeed Chef, yes. What curse word does Trip inadvertently teach the Arconian in Dawn?
It was like I do know it. I want to see if Rob's got it.
Like bullshit?
It was damn it.
That is correct. It was damn it.
Okay.
Damn it.
Remember, this is 2002 or whatever, so like it's got to be
damn it is
something
about all you can get away with.
they can put on live TV.
That's true.
Yeah.
All right. What affliction that T'Pol has contracted from her mind meld incident do we learn about in Stigma?
Vulcan AIDS. I can't remember what it's called.
Jesus Christ.
Menard syndrome.
Oh, you're so close. Panar syndrome.
Haha.
So close. All right. In future tense, who did they initially think might be the dead person in the pod they found?
Oh, Rob, you said it earlier.
Okay, I'm glad you're waiting to hear if he says it, because this is more fun.
Well, yeah, because like if I know, I'm not going to change my answer, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Zephyr Cochrane.
That's right. Yeah, Zephyr Cochrane.
That is correct.
Yeah.
All right. How did Loren escape from his cuffs in Canamar?
Well, it's definitely not by licking him like Archer did.
Oh, man, you're spoiling it a future question.
How did he escape his cuffs?
I do know this one as well.
He had like a magnet or something. I don't remember.
He had a magnetic like field disruptor like embedded in his skin or some shit.
So it's a magnet.
That's close enough. Yes, subdermal implants that depolarize the cuff. So I'm going to give that to Stanford, not Rob.
Depolarize the cuffs. What did I say? Oh, I said magnetic destabilizer. Well, it's the same thing, right? Like that's pretty much what that means.
You had the detail that it was subdermal. So
yes,
implants.
it was surgically implanted. Yep.
Yeah. All right. In the crossing, what location did Trip's consciousness visit when his body was taken over by the Wisp the first time?
Oh, it was somewhere like Pensacola.
I was just going to say Florida. Like, I assume it was Florida at this
Florida
point.
is correct, yeah. So Pensacola counts.
Okay.
Right.
Or something Springs, right?
I didn't have that detail. He
may not have been
Florida.
specific, yeah.
All right. What is the name of Archer's Klingon advocate in Judgment? Good God.
No idea.
Oh, dude. Oh, man, I'm not good with names.
Yeah, I know. That's why I made sure to include a few of these.
It was not Michael Dorn.
No.
He was the advocate in
No, I'm looking for the actual character name.
Oh, I don't know either, so I'm just going to start saying shit. Yeah, no, I don't remember.
Rob?
If you're waiting for me, you are mistaken.
You're mistaken.
It was Kolos, and the actor's name was J.G. Hertzler.
Would you have accepted Hertzler?
I would have if he gave it to me.
I wouldn't have. That's ridiculous. I don't remember names.
All right. What 3 movies are on deck for the upcoming movie night in Horizon?
Oh, God. Frankenstein, Bride of Frankenstein, Child of Frankenstein.
Stanford, if you can give me the 100% correct titles of all three of the movies, you will get the point and he will not.
Oh, shit. Okay, so it is Frankenstein. Bride of Frankenstein was right.
I don't remember the last one.
Wait.
If you can't give it to me, then I'll give you both.
Is it only the last one that's different?
It was the last one that was different.
Okay, so it's got to be Son of Frankenstein.
That is correct. It was Son of
Ah,
Frankenstein.
come on, man.
You're so close.
I would have given Rob the pity point on that one because that's like pretty fucking close.
I didn't give Stanford Munnar syndrome, so.
Oh, then that's fair. Fuck Rob.
Yeah. All right. What well-known?
I just want to point out, I feel like I'm doing really well this time.
Yeah, you're doing great.
Yeah,
you're doing great, Rob. We are so proud of you.
All right. What well-known Star Trek creature makes a cameo appearance at the beginning of Breach?
Oh, the breach that wasn't about the breach.
Uh-huh.
I do have this one as well.
Moopsie. I don't remember.
Oh, you're
Tribble?
weird. Yeah, there you go. It's a triple.
Okay, that is a triple.
Yeah.
I was going to say, like, I was weirdly close.
Moopsie. All right.
Moopsie.
What percentage of the Vizian population do cogenitors make up for? And this was obviously from cogenitor.
3%.
I was going to say 5%.
3% is correct.
Nicely done, Rob. Shit.
I pulled that out of my ass.
That was definitely going to be like closest number wins, right? Like,
No. Price is Right rules.
oh, you can't go over. That's right.
All right. Which of the Enterprise crew is injected with nanoprobes in regeneration?
Oh, regeneration nanoprobes. Phlox.
Correct.
That is correct. All right. What was the name of the bar the test pilots visited in first flight?
607?
Oh, you're so close.
Oh, God.
Oh, no. Let him try again.
605?
No.
Oh, you got closer.
Stanford, what is it?
It's a 602.
Yeah.
I'm literally editing this podcast today. It's the only reason
I knew these last
remember.
ones were
Come
going
on.
to be like those. When I got to the last ones, I'm like, oh, he's just going to know these shit. All right. What was the name of the bounty hunter that captured Archer in Bounty?
Christopher, I'm not good with names.
Which is specifically why I made this a question for the late game.
Dengar.
Stanford
How
Kid
close
Adventure?
is Dengar?
It's not anywhere close. That's a Star Wars character.
That doesn't matter. I don't know. Is that fucking Tellarite guy? Like, I don't remember his name.
That fucking Tellarite guy is not correct. It was Scalar.
No, I'm pretty sure that was a Star Wars character.
All right, last question. What is the total number of casualties caused by the attack on Earth by the Xindi in The Expanse?
7 million?
Stanford?
Let's see. It started at 1, then it went to 3, then it went to 7. I'm pretty sure it was over 10 by the end there. Was it 15 million?
Nope, 7 was where it stopped.
Oh, shit. Well, never mind then. Nicely done, Rob.
All right. So let me do some maths, as Reed would say.
It's funny because he's British. Thanks for the pity laugh.
You're welcome. It's a good joke. There's very compelling audio content right now.
All right. Grand total with a score of 16-13. Stanford is our winner.
Nice.
You did pretty good, though. That was good.
Yeah, like 13 is half.
competitive.
Yeah. And I stole 2 points out of you, so like you knew the answers at least generally to 15 of them, right?
Thief.
All right. Well, that wraps up our season 2 trivia. Looking forward to season 3 trivia whenever we get the fuck there. As a reminder, as Rob stated at the top of the podcast, please like, subscribe, rate, review, and recommend us to all your friends. We would greatly appreciate it. Any final thoughts for the episode, guys?
I'm going to say this on the air so that I'm committed to it. I'm going to start making TikTok videos
Oh, hey.
of our like clips from like us talking about this stupid show.
Yeah.
So hopefully that'll bring some fucking listeners on board.
Nice.
You should have a playlist where it's just me fumbling with trivia questions.
Whoa. It's just like, it's one of those videos where it's like, can you do better than Rob?
Yeah, there you go.
Are you smarter than a Rob?
There's that whole bit where y'all were making sex noises in this episode.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's clearly a good cut up. All right. Well, with that, we will catch you next time.
See you later, everybody.
Thanks for listening to Captain's Log Supplemental. You can follow us on Twitter at PodCLS or send us hate mail at podcls3@gmail.com.